It's time to head into game number 59 here, as we have 2 more games to go for the day. Sims and Demon bring us that lovely PUBG action.
So thank you very much, guys. Yes, interesting breakdown on some of that, and it's interesting to see, obviously, that G2 pre-planned the move and how they got across, and the fact that 2 of them were on 1 hit point. It just goes to show how close things can be. It could have been very different if they'd lost those 2 in the boat and the crossing. They'd have been left down to 2, and suddenly would have had a very different winner. Who knows? Maybe Razor Edge would have come out on top, and they would be into 5th place. Well, as it is, it's a northerly plane cutting across the channel, across Yasnaya and Georgia Pol, and that will cause a few problems for these southern teams. And I'm wondering if FaZe are going to go for the adaptation, whether they look at Lepovka like they have done before, or whether they continue down to Milta Power.
I mean, the Knights could potentially even bully them, maybe try and take vehicles away from them, maybe even pressure them early if they do go anywhere near Lepovka, something like this. You'd expect Knights to send a few just to make sure it's, yep, there you go, look, the bouncers are already there. Znark and Drayden will head further afield.
With the northern plane, do you think we're going to get a northern circle? Is this
I don't know.
Is this the one, the Star Wars circle? Is this what ENCE want?
This could have been my next point, the fact that, okay, it's not a
okay,
very...
it's not too bad.
No, it's up there. It's in their stomping grounds, at least. If it would have been a Sosnovka Island, that would have been absolutely brutal.
Keep your eye on whether they go for Heaven, because that tends to be their go-to spot of late, and that's a relatively decent compound for central-ish positioning. Looking around, I mean, you got the Liquid compound in there. Obviously, you have the warehouse in Alamo. Sort of, I may even see people going Mansion, Edge of Mansion, which we've seen TSM doing before. But central spots, obviously, it's great for the Knights. Another team that could do with points. They just talked about that middle pack. Knights are definitely in there and chasing it. But we've got to keep our eye on whether we're going to see the switch, whether we're going to see Razor Edge break into that top 5, whether we're going to see ENCE drop into the bottom 4. It's obviously lots to play for. And outside of that, we were talking about it yesterday, the money. The money is the top 8. Yes, we still have another 3 weeks to go after this, but it's starting to get clear differentials. I mean, I think it was like 60-plus points difference for that top 4 now. It's starting to be a big gulf with these boys in blue at the moment, sitting in 4th place. I think they're going to want to be better than that, though.
So a couple of points to take into this as we go through the game. We are already 2 minutes, or at least at 2 minutes 30 into the game. TSM and FaZe had only arrived at their home position, so they're going to be late to arrival. They will be looting up, and everyone else whose playing path was good, DA, you can already see, are going for it. They've left Michael behind of TSM, which is quite a smart maneuver. They said, okay, we'll go get the gear and stuff.
He's in Iroh's compound. That's where Iroh goes to loot. He's going to be going straight there.
This is a really strong compound where...
It's where DA won from yesterday, right?
They basically left him there on purpose. So they
Iroh sees the car. Iroh sees a vehicle of some variety.
It's a very smart play. You do have 3 buildings there, so Michael should be able to at least get a gun, which he does. He's got a Scar in hand, so Iroh will be forced to... He's checking it, which is good. He's not just running in willy-nilly, but the sound of the car is definitely giving up the ghost. He's also got an SKS in tow. That's a headshot straight across. And maybe Iroh now says, nope, you know what? There could be more in there, so what's the point in doing it? Yep, turn and face, job done. Michael gets the heal off. So TSM claimed this one for themselves. A really nice play. They were able to fall back into this one, and that, again, just comes down to the fact that they were so far away on their localized drop spot. FaZe Clan will be the same. The Knights that's a wild and very strong split, to say the least. 4 players just across like that. You've got the pickings of where you want to go once it's done, once everyone else decides they want to move. Liquid, as usual, around the 4-minute mark, anything between 3:30 and 4:30, they're out and they're gone. All in vehicles and all flying about.
Vitality going out. They're going out towards the fields further north, though, so they don't bump into DA, because they're well aware that Iroh does sit around that compound.
Michael's giving it up, by the way.
Let go across. Yeah, he was just looting there. It was just his loot spot. I think he's gone back down to the normal house.
I kind of expected him maybe to sit there, unless he thought, you know what, rather than die, because all the rest of...
Well, they knew that DA could certainly have backup a lot quicker than TSM would.
He may have just repositioned to keep safety in numbers. Yes.
Okay, Team Liquid.
Competitive PUBG players, by the way. Up in the north.
Oh my good lord. Is Froz in this car or what? What's going on here? Jeeves, what are you doing?
It's fine. This is fine. .png. DL just stopping this compound. This is the one just past the fields of the apartments. Oh, Jempty's fallen off his bike as well. Well, Liquid are not having a good time. Oh my God, it's
Michael's got him, yeah. Michael's got him.
Liquid, what just happened with that transition, boys? And that one's a bit of a balls up, unfortunately. Easy point for TSM, though. They'll take full advantage of that one. Michael's reposition does pay off.
I want to see things being ripped up and desks being flipped by 17 out the back there for that. Because that's just like a...
That never happens. He's the most calmest man in the world.
I know he is. Well, you say that, but deep down underneath, he is a military man.
He is, but do you remember with the whole secret stuff? He was still calm and collective, and he's still going strong. You know what I mean? If you can get through that, you can get through anything.
Don't remind him of that. Don't remind him of that. It's like going back to Nam.
What else? Have a quick scout above. So CrowCrowd at the top, AWM in the water. Maybe someone goes for it, but I very much doubt it being in the water. There's no buts near to doing it. M19 could be stuck between a rock and a hard place should Winstrike get in a point where they basically funnel them between them and Na'Vi.
Oh, Reels just about gets clean. No, he doesn't. EB catches him. And that's a trade, one down. Okay.
It's rough to lose Reels, but I'll tell you what, it's better than losing the entire of the team or many more players than one.
Yeah, and that's just the Knights being a little too slow. At 6 minutes 30, they should have been grouped by now, or at least in a 2-2 split somewhere. Just being caught out off guard. And you can see by the minimap, or not so mini-map, just how condensed it's starting to get around there. I think Drayden at the warehouse and Wanted, they're going to see DA. I think that's a little... I don't know, I'm interested what Mert's doing there, because DA had moved into this compound a long time ago, and now he's just gone looking for trouble, effectively, and found it. I don't really understand DA's thinking there.
Yeah, it's a strange one. You'd have thought they'd gone back and maybe checked where they felt previously when Michael saw him, maybe check somewhere else and stay there. Reels, you kind of spoke about it with, they're a little bit slow, which is kind of annoying really when you think about the plane's flight path and where they were. They were spread across this, so the loot may have been a little bit sparse because given how sparse they were, you never know what the gear were looking like, and they might have been a little bit too slow for it, the smaller compounds. But certainly I would have expected a better placement from them. While all this has been going on, by the way, FaZe is completely uncontested. They are sitting well and truly happy. They'll go for the 2-2 split, which with leaving people back at the lumber mill, there's two things you could say to that. One, it's a good idea because you're taking a bigger chunk of land for this circle move. Two, maybe they're just getting topped up on gear, maybe because they had to go a little bit later. It's
also finished there a lot, this phase, so it's sort of playing the odds, effectively. It's a decent north-south split. I mean, I say north-south.
So much coverage up there as well. If you can get yourself in first and just hunker down, you've got a little Harry Potter up there, you've got windows, you've got buildings, and as I say that, the Harry Potter does actually come into play. Dips, divots, you name it. There's so much terrain to play around.
They have a decent run up on the eastern side if they need to rotate as well, with everybody sort of dipping in further central. CrowCrowd really the only team that's north of them at the moment. Here's M19, they've just come over the bridge. But as you can see, G2 have not really moved. They actually massively spread. Like Brexco is down in Milta on the beach side. Kane, that's a big amount of damage. My word, nearly took him off that bike. I'm not too sure if they're going to be expecting Brexco in Milta. Don't think he's going to be in a position. I think they're just continuing looting down there. But obviously, the problem with M19 is they can't go much further north because then they're going to bump into TSM, and it's all problematic. The reason they made this divert is because they had to avoid Na'Vi, who were down on the coastline, and they were kind of coming just in behind them. So here we go. Where are we going to shift to? It is a southern shift. That's a big, hard shift down the south. G2's gambit of staying in and around farm has paid off because that is close to Central Point along with TSM.
That's rough. That's really, really brutal. And again, for someone like FaZe Clan, you went for the 2-2 purposely, and that kind of paid off. They may come down further.
Well, M19 have just benefited, haven't they?
Yeah, been so late and coming across the bridge, it's kind of paid. Ooh,
Brexco, 8 hit points, he's in trouble.
Definitely been tanked up on his arrival here on the back. Winstrike have set up in a compound opposite to where some of TSM are. When I say some of them, this is TSM's stomping ground. They know where to go, and that's why they're in a 2-2, taking the garage compounds up just above Milta. That's the usual place for them. Rustam Mad takes down Chris. That's a confirmation in the background. So, unfortunately, Raise Your Reg on transition do lose one. Now, that we have to be aware of that fight because that's going to be a four-way. You have ENCE, Raise Your Reg, CrowCrowd, and then Unity just trickling on the edge behind Sigsy, plus someone else in the car. Coming down this eastern coastal road is going to be savage, especially if CrowCrowd set up. Oh, Pastor is off the back of the bike. That's definitely tapped the wheels away from that one.
Well, OD has been lost, so that's Team Liquid who moved into farm. They've got the 2-2, so looks like Brexco's got away safe and joining Kaint. FaZe are going back to familiar territory, into their houses where they loot from, and then just keeping 2 on the edge of Milter, it seems. Na'Vi have just moved in closer to farm, as well as NIP look towards the snake compounds around there. So there's Ibi finishing off Udia. So that just leaves Chris on his own in farm. I'm somewhat surprised that G2 went for this and they didn't consolidate into farm. I know whether that was a case of because Brexco got caught out on the beach and maybe Kaint just came to support him, but it's definitely cost them.
Still a solid commitment from Liquid to get the knock and then just instantly run in. I mean, for all they know, there could have been several members of G2 still lingering around if they've not been keeping tabs on them and where things are, or how things are unfolding.
The irony that DA were looking for that some other central point, and yet they haven't actually moved out of the compound they're in.
Have they lost 2 so far this
No, they lost
game?
1. They just lost Mert, who went, for whatever reason, went wandering looking for another spot.
A bit wild and wacky. There must have been method to the madness. CrowCrowd might overstep the boundaries here. It's a really nice building if you can get forward. That flat top in front, the fact that it provides you with door access up to the top. You have so much overlook of the entirety of Milter. It's a really, really nice position. If that circle comes further down, that's going to be one of the key spots and one of the strongest spots. Set, I'm surprised you're going for this one, my friend.
That's a mistake. I'm surprised he's got away with it. Okay, he hasn't. There we go.
Yeah, that's... okay. I thought
He
was going too deep. He had a free spot. He should have just took it.
Well, he pulled up and scouted and thought it was clear, but he didn't spot the 2 FaZe players that were in there. They hadn't took a shot at him, to be fair. So he hadn't been given too much information, but it was
still driving so close to Miller like that. It's brazen.
And again, look at the scouting. Look where he was. Like Kemba and the rest of the team are still miles behind. So he's scouting far too far ahead of his team.
Do you think Rex playing a little bit scared here? I'm going to bring it up. You guys at home can't see the map right now. We might be able to bring it. But they're playing a 2-2 and they are all the way in the north on the edge of the circle, doing not much, to be honest.
Yeah, but don't forget the fact that that northern area was very congested.
That's fair.
So
and they have had one of the longest routes down to this. Oh my God. This
Lord.
Is absolute insanity. What in God's name is happening?
We're having the circles today, aren't we?
That is absolutely brutal.
So CrowCrowd legit could just go bomb along the beach here and actually get ahead of FaZe Clan into the edge of Milter compounds and maybe even almost the bridge camp crossroads, because that could work. And FaZe are going to move in. They're going onto the edge of Milter as well, so they're going to come and just move across. They should be safe to get in there. G2, of course, were in that little compound. Here goes Winstrike crashing into farm. They've gone straight into where Chris is. Team Liquid are also in there as well, don't forget. NIP have moved into the houses next to Na'Vi, but it's Winstrike coming into that warehouse right next door to Chris and Team Liquid. The rest of the teams, don't forget, there's still DA, the Knights, the Unity, and Rec all need to figure a way into this circle. Razor Edge should be safe just on the eastern side.
The thing about this next circle is that it's basically predictable because there is a water multiplier in play. Everybody now knows where it's going to be. The circle will fit itself into the most land possible. So at the moment, left or right of that edge up in the north, wherever you want to go, west or east, it's the center where you want to be. You know it's going there.
DA are coming right past the farm. This is a bad rotation. They're going to crash right into the house next to Team Liquid. That is going to be all kinds of wrong. They've bumped into 3 separate teams. Meanwhile, they're trying to take advantage of this. Iroh does get Tixu down. That was the housing compound that Team Liquid were getting knocks on them there. They do manage to get Jorski finished off. So Winstrike down to 2. Sixmo, is he going to get revived? I think he may, because Team Liquid, they can't push. They can't afford to push because Winstrike would see them.
Everyone goes in here, right, because it's center circle. This is the problem with these. With water in at this stage, the next one becomes a predictable circle, so everybody wants the farm. It's all eyes on the prize. If you can stay alive and get yourself in there, you know for the next rotation, you're going to be completely and utterly safe.
I'm surprised that Razor Edge have not moved into Milter. They've been there for a long time. They had the time. They were ahead of Unity and Reciprocity. Reciprocity are going to beat them to the punch. They're just going to go down in the fields. The whole of Milter, the edge of Milter is pretty safe because FaZe have moved into very much the western side of Milter. So Reciprocity can just bomb in. They're going straight across the farmlands and they're going to get into the northern side of Milter safely as Drayden finds Michael.
Yeah, that's Michael getting a bit overzealous. It was a good idea. I could see what he was doing, either trying to look on the stairwell or jump off the side of the wall to get the info, maybe even fall back and bait them both out, but unfortunately doesn't realise someone does have his number and his angle, and down he goes. So the Knights will take up a very It's not even a really good position, really, because they're still outside the zone, but at least remove one. They do have to carry on going forward. Raise your edge, they'll be playing it safe because they've already lost 2.
Yep.
They may have been watching where FaZe Clan was before and saw that CrowCrowd had lost one while going through, so maybe they're just waiting, okay, we know, later game, they'll move on in and they'll continue forward. Unity's still on the outskirts, but again, because of how this circle works and because of how this setting works, you know where the circle's going. Yep. It's as simple as that.
So here we go. Northern Shrink will come in. There we go.
That's
Expected. That's why people were diving for farm. They knew the positions. It's why FaZe purposely moved to that edge coast as well. So most teams are generally safe in this. Vitality should be able to get players. That's just a little shack compound. It's actually, that's an antenna, isn't it? That's not even a compound where Jazza and Kramer are, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe wrong. Maybe wrong.
I think that might be one of the. Where are we looking here? Up on
where
the top
Kramer is. That's not an actual compound.
That's one of the. It's a Harry Potter in the middle of nowhere.
It is the Harry, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
There's a little Harry Potter just in no man's land. There's nothing else around it. There's a slight hill behind, and this is where you'll see the rest of Vitality playing off. You'll see Natus and Shadow. They'll play off the back of it, but it is. Apart from that, there's nothing else around it. It's open.
Are you sure? I'm sure that's the little.
Do you remember a long time ago
in
one of the main events where we were hoping NIP, the old school NIP, were doing well and they all just died in there?
I'm going to pan around. If it keeps panning around, I'm going to see it in a minute. I'm going to see where Kramer is. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It is Harry Potter, you are correct, 100%. Should never doubt. Should never doubt. Reciprocity, they've gone in so safely here. They are going to slowly get closer, but they can get into the warehouse, which I think is just about on the edge, along with the dip. Oh, ENCE are going for it. It's ENCE's time to move. Squeaky is in trouble already. The rest of them coming in. They're going to get into this dip. Now, is M19 going to be close enough to take them out? Because they're the team that's getting very much on top of them. They've stopped at the rock, and really, there's not a lot of cover. They could have done better with the vehicles there to set up a compound.
I don't know that they're. Oh, Rec don't know Rice here on the back. Raise your edge, have got such a a peeker's advantage.
Sigsy's just going to catch them.
Oh my God,
Shiv's coming straight across. Well, Shiv, you used to be in Miltut. You should know this place like the back of your hand, but Sigsy's absolutely whiffed it. He does get scoomed down eventually, but Rafi turns straight back on him and it leaves Men up to the last man standing. He's got to go for the revive.
Yeah, that could have gone a lot better.
Oh dear, that's gone too far.
And the next one might not do that. Bounce and low ball him. Damage done. They know exactly where they are. They do get 2 knocked. Rafi will go for the revive. At least Shiv will still be able to give the information. They're not pushing up just yet. I think that could be yoinked across max. It looks like M19 will have an eye line on Shiv as he gets the res off. The next problem for them.
TSM's just pulled up onto M19 as well on the same toll booth. Yeah, ENCE have just been battered. It's another 16th place. I think they may have 1 point from the whole of today. Not
TSM at the ticket
good
booth.
for them.
Oh,
Keep
dear.
your eyes on where else they're going. Yeah, TSM, they just pulled up into this booth and FaZe instantly catching them off guard. Raise your edge, another nade, catching Rafi down this time. Shiv's already bled out. And another one just going to have to get revived here by Haxetti.
FaZe Clan are laughing here. They're basically just border patrol. You could potentially maybe sneak into one of the buildings that they're not taking just on the front side of the circle, but apart from that, Raise Your Edge and Reciprocity, in my opinion, are dead from this. You've got a couple of walls, you do have terrain to play with, but it's absolutely minimal.
I'm surprised that Vitality backed away from that Harry Potter.
I'm surprised TSM's still alive.
Moved over there. Yeah, TSM, well, Gustav's down. Rory's getting him back on his feet. Surprised not more nades have not come out from M19 here, actually. But there's Fuzz catching Raise Your Edge off. So he's going to finish them down. That gives Raise Your Edge trying to move in. Haxetti gets Fuzz down. Reciprocity can try and move on this. Here goes Scoom trying to make a move. There's a little underhand nade ready to go from 80. Oh, that's right to the feet of Scoom. He realizes he has to dash away. Rafi's backside's blown to smithereens. Just about gets himself out alive as Haxetti makes the move on his former teammates. And he doesn't last long.
Just to let you know as well, Wookie did knock one of the players on M19, but finally the grenades have shown themselves.
Unity are moving in onto the back side of FaZe. I'm sorry to cut across, but Unity are coming straight in here. So Mexi's got to be ready for this. He's about to get shot right in the side. I don't know whether anyone's actually watching this because they're just reviving. Uber will certainly have heard it now. And Mexi will be getting the information. There comes the shots. He's getting caught in the sides. It's G2 also getting involved as well. Long range shots coming across. 80 gets the push. M19 finish off TSM. That was on the distance there. Mexi down by the nade from Scoom.
Unfortunately, he's in a tricky situation. The rest of FaZe can hold Unity at the doorstep. Itzy's inside the building with 2 of them. What else can he do? He finds one. Where's the second? Still lingering in the backlines. Mexy's finally confirmed. It is Scum who sees him outside the window. That was a Nox. That's a steal from G2. They're getting involved in that fight. Unfortunately for Unity, they may have just gone a little bit too far and overstepped the boundaries. They're actually running in a vehicle. That's scary. At this stage in the game with so many players looking at you going in a vehicle is ballsy.
And they do turn back on them though. Scum's going to get 80 down, so FaZe will lose 2, but they managed to get a lot of kills out of this as Unity will be demolished. They're going to try and get across the house.
They just took out 3 teams late.
Scum bleeds out in the blue. Fuzz will go down in the blue as well. It leaves Uber the last man standing with really nowhere to go. So let's take stock. Obviously the farm is the central primary location. G2 need to move, CrowCrowd need to move, and M19 need to move, along with Uber, who is the last man for FaZe.
Reciprocity, Raise Your Rage, and Unity all fell on the sword of FaZe Clan, just holding that line. They're in a bit of a tricky situation now in the fact that, well, I think they've actually, with that last player? Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone, yeah.
But they didn't go out without a fight. 10 points minimum.
Yeah.
So they've got, you know, as
high
much
kills.
as, yeah, definitely a high kill game, and you get 10, you match first place win for this one. G2 did get a few picks and pokes. Some people, I don't know how many they actually picked up while doing that, but they have to be prepared because CrowCrowd have been knocking on the back door really shortly. The Blues going to be forcing all these engagements. Meanwhile, everyone else who's just in farm, they're sat pretty. They're laughing. Chris is still there. G2 can't get to him.
M19 are about to fall the same way as ENCE. It's that same hillside that ENCE just got demolished on a moment ago. M19 are trying to figure out how they can do this. Kane does see Kemba. You mentioned CrowCrowd. Tab is the last man for CrowCrowd. He's just going to try and send it, find a ditch if he can as the blue feeds him. This is phase 5 blue. This is hurting. He's going to try and pull up and heal himself up, but I think he's left it too late already. So he's just going to blue out to the play zone.
Dead.
Brexco falls as well, so we're not going to see any superhero moments from Brexco. I don't think that 100 mark that Ruston Mark made, the 101 kills, is going to be broken. I think G2, yeah, they're going to be going down as well. The circle, okay. Now it's going to get hot and heavy in the farm.
NIP have got a lot of defensive work to do. They have prime position on this one at the moment. The strong real estate. Vitality up in the north will be taking shots.
Why did Vitality move away from this Harry Potter? The Knights have just moved into it, and now Vitality find themselves out in the cold.
Don't get me wrong, it's good for now because you can at least survive, but one grenade, they're all dead.
Right.
Inside that Harry Potter, around it, it's so open. There is, apart from being in it, there's nothing else you can do. Once you eject yourself from it, you are completely dead. It's so open.
But because it's so open, you got to get close enough to get that nade off.
Unless you just shoot them at range. That's what I mean with all the teams from farm.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
sure.
Liquid will be able, in that position where they are, Liquid should be able to see them in the back lines.
Well, Chris, the lone man standing for G2, does get nookie knocked. Has to heal himself up. Demi is not in a position. Instantly catches him, but that nade's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Just going to pop it out the window. That was cooked. It's actually hit the pillar there, so he didn't manage to catch it. Meanwhile, M19, you can see in the picture have Na'Vi shooting them. There goes Nookie flushed out. G2 confirms another. Oh, Digital Athletics are moving on the back of Timmy. We're watching it from Chris's angle, but it's the other side we need to be looking at. There we go. Timmy getting pushed, and he will get taken down. Got the knock on Beautiful Death, but he will be revived in time as M19 again lit up on the hill.
It is a safe res. How much further they actually can go is... I mean, they should be able to do it for the simple fact that there's Chris that's going to be standing in the way, but 3 men should be able to take him down. There's a compound next to him, which is basically like an open-top little garage. So it's not really stable once he goes outside into the next building to him. He has a hill behind him. He'll be safe for now. But that garage is so open, there's no real 360 coverage.
Look how many smokes M19 threw down there. I mean, that was the only chance they had. But unfortunately for them, it wasn't enough, and Dimash will fall. So M19 down in 8th. Now we're left to 7 teams. NIP still pretty good in their compound. It's pretty central as well. So it should be good for the next circle as well. Na'Vi down the south, Team Liquid on the east, and Digital Athletics working into the next side of this farm to get themselves in. It's just this little white building directly in your screen they have to go for.
That's what they want. It's only got 2 sides to it, so you're only knocking off half of vision, but that will do against Liquid. The problem is that basically Chris knows that they all have to go to it. And that's the thing. He can hold this line and go out the back door and then go around. You have the hill, so he denies line of sight from anyone up in the distance, which should be Vitality.
And now he's in the house. And now he's in the compound they want. He's going to get around the side there. Gets a good old slice of Sixmo. Sixmo down, and that's it.
Works.
Team Liquid got 2 of the kills, and Chris takes yet another. And Digital Athletics, it was such a tough push. They knew...
All he had to do was hold it.
When you've got the 4th highest damage dealer in 59 games and the 2nd highest kill average player. You know, it's just all very well to say, yeah, but it's a 3v1. It's like, yeah, but it's one of the best players in Europe right there.
When there's only one place to go, and he has the basically Pika's advantage of being able to hold the line, and then you've got Liquid in the back line shooting you, you've got the Blue doing damage, he's got a compensator on the Scar. It's a GG from me, and he at least moves into the top 6 and picks up points as well.
He's on the move. I don't know where exactly he's going to go, but he's on the move. The circle, of course, has moved. I think he's probably going to get spotted by the Knights in a moment. NIP are golden right now. Vitality have to move in their backs. There's Chris. He's got himself to the tree. And the little ledge, defilade, whatever you want to prefer to call it. But outside of that, he hasn't really got a lot. He's just keeping an eye. And he just wants to get some kills, right?
I mean, look,
he knows that Knights have to move.
This is what I mean about it being so open. The only way is forward. And I think before he dies, he should die to the Blue. Maybe he takes a few with him. NIP are now rattling off in the back and just looking towards the Knights because they all have to just hold W and move forward, right?
Liquid are moving up, so they've got those little ridge line. It should work out for them. There goes Chris. It's going to be the Knights that will find him. NIP, that's a knock on NIP. That might help Vitality out unless Navi defend them, which is exactly what they do. Team Liquid have a clean, straight line shot onto the Knights there.
There is a little bump in the grass. Unfortunately, with the angle that Navi are holding.
That was a bump in the ass, mate. That was what was.
Just be aware of what Navi's doing as well. While all this has been going on, they've been sat really quiet. They've been picking up kills in the back, but they're actually gone for a 2-2 split. They left 2 in the back houses to give them the elevation. They look through the windows, and that's why they're getting the kills now onto Vitality.
And you won't be too surprised to see that NIP have got nades coming out their windows.
And then they decided to put 2 forward into the circle.
Yeah.
So they can
went
hold,
for the dip.
They're basically holding 2 fronts here, and it's an amazing play from Navi, and that's why they're getting kills.
Important points for NIP here, by the way. Obviously, we were talking about TSM and Raise Your Edge getting very close to each other, and that little border patrol. NIP was slipping out of it, so they really could do with a victory here to get themselves sorted out. They still do not have PCs, which is pretty crazy. But Navi get themselves the circle, so do NIP, and it means now that Team Liquid and the Knights have to engage and deal with one another. Ibby down just by the edge of the tree, and that's going to be a nade coming straight in on top of him.
As this fights through, we'll move across to Navi. They can leave one player in that back building just for so much support fire and cover fire that he can do from the window of having an elevation provided by a building. Nade's coming in thick and fast. We know exactly what the Knights want to do. They want to take out Team Liquid and take some points from them.
I like this from Vard. Look at this. He's getting aggressive. He's going looking for trying to find something outside of the compound, trying to stretch himself out there. Samty going big. The big fin strikes, but Wanted quickly responds, looks around. Jeems is the last man standing along with him. He's going to get himself a double, I think, lined up here as Ibby and Samty crawl through the smoke to Jeems.
All the walking wounded should be. Oh, that could be absolutely beautiful. They're going to be slow.
That's going to catch them both. That's got them both. Yeah.
That's cracking.
That's 2 points in the bag. Absolutely vital points for the Knights, of course, who are just dipping into the top 8 as they go head-to-head, Wanted and Jeems. But let's cut away and look at Vard, who's having a peek at Senya.
Wanted still looking for Jimbo in the back lines. I think he's actually seen him. Doesn't get it,
It's
though.
MBS got him.
Yeah, so Liquid will be able to jump a placement. No, they don't actually. It was slower. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, mopped up. Pittsburgh Knights get 3rd place now, moving to a 4 versus 4.
Gax is moving, but I think he's a little too slow. He might be surprised when he looks around this corner and sees 3 NIP members are going to try and smoke Senya's exit. Gaxi might catch him out, though. That Mini 14 will do some work. Just one more tap will do it. He ducks back into the reload.
That nade. It's
Oh,
at his feet.
It's at his toes. Vard's going to catch it. That nade, though, responded from Vard. It's going to go straight to the tree, but look at that. Vard's backside's taken clean off. The second nades continue to bombard. Pokamolodoy should be able to flush out the kill here. If he gets around the corner, he couldn't. Miraku given the center angle. MBS has gone right around this flank here. MBS with a brilliant positional play. Gets Pokamolodoy and a doozy down, and NIP may well have themselves a match-winning moment.
That actually might be the saviour. That's all he needed to do, get a really good angle on them and then provide so much support. Na'Vi, everything they were building up has been thrown into the wind. They are split. Bestaloch and Senna, the last two standing here and fighting off. They did initially get that knock, and they weren't really much further they could go, but they didn't keep that angle checked, and MBS has just spoilt this for them.
Smoke's catching Bestaloch out. I think MBS was expected to throw a grenade there. He gets caught out. We're down to a 3-on-2. Senya's going to have to heal up, though. Vard and Miraku trying to push around, but the barrel's going off, the scars back and forward. They're trying to rip through. Senya's got a really clean angle with the AK, but he can't catch him out. He goes down. Vard will get the knock on him, and Bestaloch now left in a 1v2. Can he get it done?
Using the hill for cover. It's absolutely fine. He'll ask his teammate to give him some information, which he does, and now he needs to switch. You've seen the tag come from the right-hand side.
Vard's got to try and make this play. He's got to get around the angle. Bestaloch is not someone to sniff at. He's absolutely been smashing it. Third highest damage dealer. Vard just that small as the difference is. The center point is at Miraku, so Bestaloch is going to be the one that has to move, has to go to the ridge line. He knows there's somebody somewhere around this bush, gets a little glimpse of Vard's head, tries to track him. Vard backs away, tries to go for the high ground. Bestaloch gets the spray down, but Miraku makes the push. And NIP come out with a victory, and my God, was it needed. 18 points going their way to keep the chase on Raise Your Edge and TSM.